Salesmanship has a reputation for being aggressive and cutthroat. Just take it from Glengarry Glen Ross.
A, always, B, B, C, closing. Always be closing. Always be closing.
Love that movie.
Love that movie.
All right, but to be a successful salesman, you don't have to be so aggressive, at least according to our next guest, Robert Herjavec. He is a Shark Tank investor and author of You Don't Have to Be a Shark, Creating Your Own Success. So you're known as the nice shark.
Well, yeah. And I am pretty nice most of the time. But I think the big thing about sales, and by the way, I love that movie.
Right.
Alec Baldwin drives a BMW 850i in that, just as a tidbit. But, you know, I love that movie. I know everything about it. That's how people think of sales. They think you have to be overtly aggressive. You have to be pushy. You have to be mean like Mark or Kevin. You have to be in your face. But that's sales 1.0. Sales 2.0 today, the consumer knows too much. The internet has made information available to everybody. It's not about talking, it's about listening to your customers.
And if you listen, then what do you say when you have to open your mouth if you're not going to be a hard, pushing salesman or woman?
Sales is about getting and understanding the needs of the other side. And people have a hard time with sales because it's one of the few jobs that is very finite. You either get the order or you don't. There's no gray area. And people have a difficult time with accountability like that.
Yeah. What about when they kind of push you back, though, a lot? I feel that's the gray area. Having tried to sell a few things in my time.
What did you try to sell last?
Well, tried to sell last. That I can't remember, but I remember in college I was selling, trying to get people to sign, you know,
Right. Sign on the line that is dotted. That's the line from it.
And then they would, I'll come back, or maybe I'll do that later, or I'm in a rush. Isn't that a gray area?
Not really. Sales is everywhere. Sales is about getting a raise at your job. Sales is going back in the workforce. Sales is a mom trying to talk her kid into eating vegetables. And sales is necessary for everybody to get ahead in life. That's one thing we've learned on the show after 7 years. If you can't sell, you're going to have a hard time getting ahead.
You're in trouble. All right, give us some tips for entrepreneurs. What is the number one thing that somebody needs to be doing?
In terms of running a business? Mm-hmm. Well, the first thing is, I always believe the CEO of any company has to be the best salesperson. So in this economy, it's all about sales. Second part is, you got to have a vision because the world is moving much, much faster. This is the speed of the internet. Speed is getting much faster. Everything's changing, and you've got to be able to adapt. And I think it really comes down to value. You have to have a very, very unique value proposition.
Do these tips transfer outside of the business world?
Well, this is actually a sales book for the non-salesperson. You know, if you're a salesperson and you're a business person, there's lots of book around that. I learned sales the hard way by completely doing it wrong. And I try to write a book for the person that doesn't think they need to be in sales. So you don't have to be a shark. It's a sales book for the everyday person.
You know what? I forgot the last thing I did try to help somebody sell was Girl Scout cookies
recently.
Well, I'm trying to let her do it on her own, but it's hard to get out there.
So, you know, that's a great example. What is the key selling proposition of Girl Scout cookies? What do you think it is?
What do I think it is?
Yeah.
On what?
What's the value prop? If I was selling Girl Scout cookies...
They're delicious.
No, I wouldn't talk about that.
Really?
Because that's not...
What?
It is a good thing you are doing this job and not doing sales. Let me just put that out there.
They're so good.
No, you got to understand the motivation. People don't buy Girl Scout cookies because of the taste. They buy because they're helping somebody.
Those mint ones are so good.
You have to appeal to someone's sense of helping others.
Got it. So I'm pushing it the wrong way. These cookies are delicious. Yeah. I need to push it. You're helping me.
You're helping.
Get out
there.
Motivation.
And learn. Help little girls be Girl Scouts.
Okay, I'm going to get her to change her pitch. Speaking of pitches, I just was at a TechCrunch Disrupt over in Brooklyn. So many entrepreneurs and startups.
In tech.
Yeah. I mean, it was crazy. They're just almost vultures trying to give you your pitch and tell you what's happening. Do you feel that we're in a bubble now, or that we are at risk of that in tech?
It's interesting. I was just in the Valley on Thursday, meeting with the biggest VC companies in the Valley, from KKR to TPG to everybody. And I think that the problem is not that we're in a bubble in terms of valuation. I think we're in a bubble of oversupply and no liquidity. So you have massive amounts of cash that's been invested and there's no liquidity. I mean, we've had 2 tech IPOs this year. They haven't done great. So you're a big VC, put $100 million into some company. How do you get that money?
You can't get it out.
Right.
I mean, the exit strategies are difficult right now. So that brings us to the equity market. I mean, it has been quite volatile lately, definitely choppy, this range-bound trading that we've been in. Are there any sectors or stocks that you're watching right now? So
confusing. I think there's a big disconnect between the reality of the economy and the stock market. And I think we go through times where they're not on the same path. Look at Home Depot today. The results were great. Consumers are spending more money with them. They're doing a great job, as you said, beating Amazon, but the stock is down. Yeah. I feel very good about the fundamentals. I feel very good about small business. I'm seeing capital investment in small businesses increasing. Interest rates may go up, but not enough to shake business confidence. Potentially consumers with mortgages and lending, but certainly not from a capital investment. I feel very good about the economy. So if you feel good about the economy, do you feel good about retail? I mean, we just brought up Home Depot because that's something we've been talking about, the retail wreck, really, last week. Do you think the consumer is prepared to continue spending? I believe the consumer is prepared to spend in certain niches. I think, look at the retail market. Who went under a couple of weeks ago, a big clothes retailer? Yeah, who did we have? Sports Authority. We had Fairway, a bankruptcy. But it's very spotty. You know, you've got different sectors that are doing well and others aren't. Consumers are going to continue to spend. The car market was up last quarter. I mean, I think that consumers will drive the economy going forward, as they always do. All right, it's our job then as consumers, and I'm going to change my sales pitch. Thank you very much. You sold me on that. We are going to win the Troop Leader Prize next year. Do you have somebody helping you? Only an 8-year-old. So, there you go. All right, Robert Herjavec, thank you so much. The book is You Don't Have to Be a Shark, Creating Your Own Success. Thank you. Thanks a lot.